Karla, thank you so much for spending some time with us and telling us your powerful testimony. Now, you were hospitalized twice. You were almost near death the second time. Tell me your story about COVID-19, what symptoms you had, how your health was affected.
Well, it actually it came really quick, so I didn't even realize. I just thought I had a normal cold. Um, was achy. I was really achy, headache, and actually my headache was going on for like 2 weeks, and I just thought it was stress because I was going through some things. And I was traveling with someone, and what happened was they were making fun of how careless, they were like, Karla, do this, do this, do, and I was really slow. And so when we were coming back, we're like coming through the airport, and it's like, come on, come on, come on. And I was really trying, and I always attribute it to me being a short person with short legs, that I don't move as fast. And I realized, you really not doing too well. So by the end of the night, I was worn out, and I was asking my daughter, do this, get this for me, can you help me? Which is sometimes not uncommon, fetch this or get this or whatever. And it was like, she looked at me, she said, you don't look too good. And I said, I don't feel good. I went to urgent care, and that was an experience all in itself. They had me in there with a room full of people. They did take a COVID test for me. And then they were like, okay, that's about all we can do for you. And they sent me home. And I went home, and I got in the bed, and I stayed in the bed for almost like 24 hours. I was just knocked out. And then I got a phone call from Southern Nevada Health District. And well, no, it was a text that they sent me. And then when you call the recording, it tells you that you're positive. And I'm like, what? Like, it hit me like, this is real. And I knocked out again, for another day. It was horrible. I was just flat out on the bed. When I went to the hospital the second time, which was I was taking a shower, and it got really hot and steamy in there. And all I can remember is coming through the shower door and hitting the ground. And then me and my daughter were trying to figure out, what was I gonna do, and I was like, I'm gonna go take myself to the hospital. And it was really bad because you see how she's only 15. She can't pick me up or anything, so I was kind of trying to get myself together. And I wasn't feeling good at all. It was hard to breathe. It was really hard to breathe. And I was just kind of woozy. And it was like, for the first time, it hit me that it was her and I, because she looked at me and she said, I was like, I'm not doing good at all. And she said, Mama, who's going to take care of me if something happens to you? And I was like, whoa, it hit me. And so I went to the hospital, and they kept me. They call it admitted, but I was basically I was in a chair, a reclining chair, and they had the tubes in me. And she was at home. She was home. Pretty much, she was home alone because it was just her and I. And she was kind of going through her own issues. And the whole time while I was there, all I kept thinking of was, I need to get back because I need to get somebody, there with her or pick her up or something. And I have a close knit of guys in my life, and they were like, well, one of us are going to go over there and we're going to go get her, and I went through, that was the early part of December, like the first week of December, and I'm just barely kind of coming over the hump. Still sometimes hard to breathe. My oxygen level was at the lowest, it was at like a 62. And now, I'm trying to, like I said, trying to come back, but they call me a long hauler.
What does that mean? Why do they say that, Karla?
Normally it takes about 10 days, 10, 12 days for, COVID to kind of run through you. December, January, I'm 3 months later still, dealing with the after effects. I had double pneumonia from that. So it was like, it almost felt like some bricks were just like laid down on my chest, all the time, constantly. Hard to breathe, no energy, headaches. The aches, I dealt with the aches and pains for about 2 weeks, and then that kind of went away. I think I have aches and pains from other things, but that was a part of it as well. And just constantly being tired, constantly tired.
Since that time, Karla, you've had your first dose. You're scheduled to get your second dose of a vaccination. What's your message to other people that might be afraid of it or having second thoughts or anything like that?
Do your research, period, point blank, because it's, everyone has their own opinion. Everybody's a doctor now all of a sudden, and no one's realized, how long that they've actually been studying these vaccines, that they've been testing them and doing what they're doing to make them okay for us. And it's not really about you getting the vaccine for you. It's for the people that are around you, making other people safe as well. You and I are wearing these masks right now, and it's like, I'm keeping this mask on to make sure that I keep you safe. You keep your mask on to make sure you keep me safe. So it's about doing what you have to do for us to work together as a community, as a world. Period. You want to take the vaccine to make others around you as well safe.
Karla, your powerful testimony at the recent Back to Life press conference was very moving, and hopefully it will encourage some people to get the vaccinations. But one thing you did say, you said our community, the African American community, we have a distrust historically of the medical community. Explain what you mean there.
There was a thing called the Tuskegee syphilis experiment that was years and years ago, and it didn't go too well. So we kind of in our mind always think that you're putting something in me and it's going to hurt me or it's going to do something to me, and that's not what this is about right here. This is really about us all doing what we have to do to keep us all safe, period. Everybody's taking it. You're taking it, I'm taking it. Whatever they're going to give me, they're going to give you too. So it's, to me, I look at it like, don't listen to Karla because she's telling you to do this. Do your own research. Find out about these vaccines. Find out, what's the purpose of them. Find out, if you have COVID already, are you okay to take it? Because everybody has a question, but Google it. If you Google and you ask I can pull it up right now. It's common questions. And people have, I have a question. I can Google what that question is and it's gonna give you that answer. And it's not what Karla's telling you to do. It's not what you're telling me to do. It's what that's telling you.
But your message is powerful, and this Back to Life community, Back to Life campaign, I should say, there's a number of prominent members of the African American community that are putting their testimony out there. Do you think that's going to help spur some of your friends and neighbors to say that, hey, Karla did it, or someone else says that maybe this is something that this is going to help save lives?
I believe that it will, and it actually, the message alone, it makes sense. We need to get back to work. We need to get back to going to church. We need to get back to watching sporting events. We need to be able to get back to doing what we were doing here before a year ago. And, we've kind of all just kind of fell all back into this is what life is. No, life could be back to the way that it was before. Take that shot. Take that shot so we can get back to it. I want to get back to doing what I was doing, before all of this. I was cruising and everything. We haven't even gone and gone to the new stadium. We had tickets to that. We need to get back to doing what we used to do. So take that shot so we can do that.
Not knowing you before, Karla, but meeting you now, you're a person that has an enormous amount of energy, and you're a thriving local business person. How has it affected your life, and how will this set you back, or will it set you back as this year and beyond?
It has set us back. People really are not getting out like they used to, and they're slowly coming, back out, but it's still not the same. Businesses have just shut down. Some businesses, they've been here for years. I can remember, I want to say it was Ricardo's, a Mexican restaurant. I was driving down the street to where they were and it was like for lease. They've been in business for like 30 some odd years. You know what I mean? This has really affected us. The hotel industries, the casino industries. I can't even go to a buffet anymore. My God. I'm sorry. Food is, everything that we've done, we now have to think about it. And maybe that is a good thing. You know, wash your hands a little bit more. Pay more attention. I've always been a stickler about people just open hand sneezing. You know, pay attention to what you're doing, because we're spreading, you know, spreading germs and whatnot. But I want to get back to what we used to do. Point blank.
Thank you so much for sharing your message. It's been a pleasure meeting you. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Karla.
You as well. Normally I would shake your hand, but I can kind of bump.